Hi guys, and welcome to Svetlana's Corner. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a short one. Thought we'll keep it a little bit of a light topic for a change. It is a beautiful July summer, very hot day. So I thought, yeah, let's keep it light, let's keep it fun, let's keep it warm, kind of easy topic. So the topic I was going to address is the three different meanings of locked. So we got locked up, locked down, and locked in. And I've seen people use it interchangeably, but they're actually three different things. So if you want to know the difference between locked up, locked down, and locked in, keep on watching.
I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Alright, so let's get to that, and before we continue with the video, I'm going to get you to do that magic thing by clicking that subscribe button. It's the little red button that says the word subscribe to it, and then you're going to see the bell next to it or above it, depending on what your device looks like. Make sure you click all, and this way you're notified every time I post a new video. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. This is YouTube's way of knowing that you like this kind of content, and it also helps me out, and it's free for you to help me out, which I really appreciate. So that is a long intro for what I thought would be a short video. So seriously, let's get into those three terms: locked up, locked down, locked in. Okay, so the first term we're going to go with is locked up. Now that sometimes it's self-explanatory. When somebody says he's got locked up, well, he got locked up because he got charged, he went to jail, he went to prison, etc. He got charges, he's serving time, he got locked up. But what happens when that person is already in a correctional facility? They're already in jail or prison. How can they get locked up when they're already locked up? So that usually refers to being, I guess, in trouble inside that facility. So if somebody is inside and they say I got locked up, that usually means they're going into solitary confinement, also known as the hole, the shoe. Segregation, we'll have a whole different video on those terms, but that's what it usually means, because the hole or solitary confinement is referred to as prison within the prison. So if you've got an infraction, a contraband, a write-up, a shot, anything like that, you get in trouble in prison, you go into the prison within prison. So that's what they mean by I got locked up, as in I got in trouble, I'm going into solitary confinement. So inside solitary confinement, there's going to be snail mail only. You're not going to have phone calls, you're not going to have emails, you're not going to have tablets, etc. And again, I'm not going to go into details of what you're allowed and not allowed in these types of situations, because I do have a video going on this specific topic. But just to clarify that, the only thing that you're going to get is snail mail. Now, a disclaimer, every facility is different. It is different by federal versus state, but overall, just count on you can have your handwritten snail mail and pretty much no other privileges. Okay, next we're going to go into locked in. So you're locked inside. That means that the inmates are locked within the units. So if you've ever seen a prison, there's actually units. They're done that way on purpose. So when the inmates are locked within the units, they can move freely within the units, but they cannot go outside of their units. So typically that doesn't happen often, but sometimes when the guards have an event going on, there could be a Christmas party, there could be an execution going on, anything like that, trainings, things that are going on within the prison where the guards just don't want to have that extra task of having to deal with all the inmates, they will lock them into their units. So you'll have your unit where you can segregate among your, I'm going to say the word friends, among your co-inmates. Is that a word? I don't know. But you can segregate among people in your unit, but you can't go outside of your unit. So yeah, you might still be able to use the phones. You might still be able to get mail and all that stuff. It does depend on the facility. For example, if the phones are out in the yard and you are locked in the unit, you won't be able to go to the yard to use that phone. So this does depend on the way the facility is structured and the way that locked in event happened. Most of the time, I would say don't count on the phones, but this is not a long-term event. It's usually a couple hours or so. Okay, now we're going to go into locked down, and that I think a lot of people are familiar with, but let's go into a little more details on that. This is when the inmates are locked inside their cells. So you are locked down. There's a lockdown in the facility means inmates are in their cells. The cells are locked. You're not going anywhere. You are in there. So glad you got a toilet in there because, well, you could be locked in for a day, a week. Sometimes there's been a 6 months locked down in the facility. Yeah. So when the facility is in a lockdown, for example, there was a riot. It doesn't happen when there's a simple fight of, hey, I didn't like my buddy over there, I just punched him. No, this is a big riot going on. There's an altercation going on. There's a lot of drugs found in that facility. There's a natural disaster. We just had a pandemic going on, something like that. They may have to lock down the facility. It is difficult for the administration to have inmates moving around that facility because safety is a concern. There is a very popular term for the safe and orderly running of the institution. This is when it's going to be used a lot. You'll hear that a lot. So when something big is going on, they have to lock down that facility. So a full lockdown happens for an extended amount of time, and they are going to keep that lockdown until that issue is fully resolved. So again, how much time I can't tell you because it depends on the issue, but it will be locked down until the issue is fully resolved where administration is happy with the resolution that occurred. So expect the lockdown to be quite a bit of time. It's not fun, but they happen actually more often than it seems. So during a lockdown, you're going to have no use of phones because you're not outside the cell. So if the phones are outside the cells and you're in the cell, you're not going to be able to use those phones out there. So same with emails. I know that it depends again by facility. So if inmates have tablets in their cell, then yes, they can use emails. But if the lockdown happens and the tablets and phones are outside of the cells, then there's going to be no phone calls, no emails. Meals will happen. You're not going to be going into chow hall. The meals are slid into the meal slot. I also call it the chute. There's a slot in every prison and on the cells. Usually there's a little slot called a chute. And so the trays are slid into those meal slots. And that's how meals will happen. There will be no visits at all. Not in person, not video visit, none. Nobody's going anywhere. That prisoner is in their cell. They're not going anywhere. Showers, legally, they should happen every 72 hours. Those are very carefully organized. 72 hours is the maximum that they will happen, sometimes less than that. Again, I'm going to repeat this. The rules will vary by federal versus state, by facility, etc. And of course, how that facility is structured. So with lockdowns, a lot of inmates view this as mass punishment. We have a lot of mass incarceration and we see a lot of mass punishments that way. That is a different story. I'm not going to go into what I feel about lockdowns and mass incarceration and mass punishments, but basically that is what a lockdown is. All right, guys, so that's pretty much an overview between locked up, meaning that you are in the box, in the shoe, in the hole. You are locked in, meaning you're in your units, or there's a locked down, means there's a lockdown in the facility. That breaks it down. I know some people were saying that it's confusing because, well, it sounds the same and it's used interchangeably, but no, it's not. There are 3 different types of events, 3 different types of terms, and I thought I would break it down in here. So that's all I have in this video. If you have any comments about it, any questions, please put those in the comments and I'm happy to answer that. And if you have any topics you'd like me to address, because this was one of the topics that somebody asked me about, I would be happy to do a video on whatever topic you would like me to do it on. And that's all I have for today. I'm going to go and enjoy this beautiful sunshine, happy, warm day. I hope you all have a good one, and see you next time.